Have you ever wondered what's the difference between an armchair and a Wunda chair? And maybe like, should you have both? Should you just get one? What if you can only get one? What if you have specific goals? Well, we're going to dive into all of that so you can make the best decisions for your studio or your home.
Welcome to OnlinePilatesClasses.com, the most supportive Pilates-loving community across the globe. Enjoy new weekly classes from our amazing teachers. Download the OnlinePilatesClasses.com app today.
Hi, I'm Lesley Logan, co-founder of OnlinePilatesClasses.com. I've been doing Pilates since 2005 and teaching since 2008. And I fell in love with the Wunda Chair when I got on it. It made me feel like the most powerful person. There's some really cool moves you can do on it. And the first studio I went to that had equipment didn't have an armchair. And where I did my teacher training didn't have an armchair. And then I saw an armchair and I was like, where has this been all my life? So I'm kind of obsessed with both, and I promise I will help you figure out which one to get if you're only going to get one. But the reasons they exist are to help you with parts of the connections that you might be missing in your body so you can do your mat practice and you can go do the things you want in your life. So we have to remember that every piece of equipment that Joe created after the mat was to help you with the mat, because the mat is kind of the mat is really resembling what your life is going to include. Standing up, sitting down, being on your stomach, being on your side, grabbing for something tall, right? So these two chairs have different uses and different needs, but all going towards the same goal, which is you doing your life better. So let's talk about the armchair first, also known as the baby chair. It is really quite unique and wonderful. You can see that this chair does move. Not every armchair or baby chair out there made by different brands does move like this. You want to make sure that yours does if you're wanting to do the exercises that Joe had created or that I have in my flashcards or my videos. Also, it just makes it allows you to understand how to move with the equipment. Gives you feedback on your body. It's incredibly helpful for understanding the Pilates tall back. So if you've seen my videos, we've talked about the 5 spine shapes in Pilates, and the tall back is a difficult one for many people. Also, it helps you understand what your shoulders are doing as you move around. So it's a great use and a great tool for helping you prepare for rowing on the reformer, other exercises like that, but then also helping you do your roll-ups from your center and not having your shoulders come forward, right? You've got handles here that provide great feedback, allows you to keep a long, strong wrist. If you get the Contrology armchair, you actually can make the back go further back. So when you put that in, then the back can go all the way to we call it the way back, the way back. This is going to definitely challenge your core even more, challenge how you move your body. So if you're looking to connect your arms to your back, yes. If you're looking for that tall back connection, absolutely. And it's also a great use for other exercises like 𝐒𝐷𝐷 on the reformer. That can be a very challenging exercise for most people. I love that you can learn it here. So especially if you're wanting to advance your Pilates practice, the armchair is going to give you those connections that you need. And also doesn't take up a lot of space. If you want to see an armchair workout, we have a 15-minute video that will take you through a full body armchair workout. And it'll show that you can get a full body workout in 15 minutes with a small piece of equipment like this. Let's talk about the Wunda Chair. The Wunda Chair, right? Wunda is what Wunda means in German. So this is really a great chair. Obviously, you know, if you've been following me for years, you know I'm obsessed with it. It was the first piece of Pilates equipment I ever treated myself to. And Joe had originally intended for it to also double as an actual chair. Because of that, people are pretty obsessed with wanting their Wunda chairs to double as an actual chair. I have been in a 500 square foot apartment. It is not the most comfortable chair that you would use. We definitely toughed it out, but I will say, like, I love my Contrology chair just the way it is, sitting up like this, because you'll use it more, right? But it was one of the first pieces of home gym equipment. And I say that because I just read Get to Know Joe by Kathy Strack, and we talk about her book and our video about the books and Pilates. And Joe actually did sell his reformers first for people's homes before the Wunda Chair. No one talks about that. You've heard it here first, folks. Well, if you read her book, you've heard it there first. But at any rate, the Wunda Chair, it is going to it has way more exercises than the armchair does for more of the average person doing it. The armchair, there are significantly more exercises than depending on what you needed, but this is going to be where you're going to get more dynamic exercises. I shouldn't say it's not that there's only dynamic exercise in Wunda Chair. You'll see that on the arm chair as well. But the Wunda Chair does take you into this do 3 reps, move on, 3 reps, move on, because it's supposed to challenge your stamina, your balance, your coordination. As exercises get more possible, you can easily change the spring weight to make it lighter, so it's less helpful, which is going to challenge you even more. I call it like an advanced piece of equipment because it is. The surface area is quite small, and the help that it gives you can change to make it even more difficult. So if you are wanting a full body workout, wanting connections, and wanting to challenge your heart rate and endurance, the Wunda Chair is going to have your back. And if you'd like to explore what a Wunda Chair workout looks like and feels like, we have a 30-minute Wunda Chair workout here for you that will get your heart rate up and feel like a little cardio at the end. So which one is best for you? Well, let's talk about a couple different scenarios. If you are looking for in your home and you can only choose one, then I would absolutely get the Wunda Chair. It has a lot of versatility. It will meet you where you are. You can do mat exercises on it. There's a lot you can do with it, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. It's not that expensive. If you already go to a studio that has a Wunda Chair, then I would get yourself an armchair at home, because that could be your Pilates practice when you're not in the studio, and you can take advantage of their chair. Of course, everyone should have both. If you're looking for your own Pilates studio and you can only have one, you're going to get a lot more action out of the Wunda Chair. Now, if you happen to have a high chair in the studio already, and you are like, I have space for both, but I can only afford one now, and you have a high chair, then I would get a armchair until you have the money to get the Wunda Chair, because then you can use the high chair and the armchair in combo, and then you'll get that Wunda Chair later on. So big fan of both, but if you can only get one, it really depends on what you have access to already, so you don't have redundancy in your practice, because truly I want people to explore all the different apparatuses that Joe Pilates created for us. In fact, it's why I say if you go to a studio for reformer classes, you should do mat and at home, right? If you go to a studio that has mat classes, you could do spine corrector at home. The more that you can provide yourself, that you have, your classes that might be an hour long, but your personal practice that's 15 or 20 minutes on a chair or a spine corrector or the mat, you're going to get the benefits of Pilates much quicker, and they'll be more long lasting. You'll have a lot more fun. It will just be more amazing. So Wunda Chair, if you can only have one. Armchair if you have access to a Wunda Chair somewhere else. Both if you can do it. Look, we leave this out in the living room all the time, and you'd be surprised how many guests come and just sit down on this chair, and everyone has better posture because of it. And if you're like, high chair, baby chair, Wunda Chair, well, hold on, now which one do I need? We actually have a video that discusses all 3 chairs, so check it out. Thank you so much for watching. If you are curious about these exercises on these chairs, feel free to ask in the comments below. We have exercise tutorials for each piece of equipment, so you don't have to go, oh my God, I've never been trained on this, I wouldn't know what to do. We've got your back between workshops, free tutorials, and our flashcards, plus our classes here on OPC. We truly do have your Pilates back covered. So check us out at onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube. We actually do release a new Wunda Chair class every single month over on our OPC membership site. We also do provide feedback on exercises. Even if we don't have a class for it, if you're on your armchair and you're wondering if you're doing it right, you can send a video in if you are a member, and I'm happy to give you feedback on how to use it, exercises that you might feel are the best for you. So check us out at onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube. In the meantime, share this with a friend who needs to hear it, and have an amazing day.